What's up? It's your favorite lawyer. Let me adjust. Let me adjust. Okay. Scares. Scares. All right. Let's go. Ha ha. All right. Hold on, guys. Hope y'all are doing good today. Okay. Feeling good in the neighborhood. Let's hope. So for those of you all who don't know how my little videos go, it's in the court of my public opinion, okay? And it's gonna be order in this queen, this beautiful black queen's court, okay? At all times, okay? You're gonna write me, okay? And I'm gonna be the judge and the jury, okay? And the lawyer, and I'm gonna be everything, okay? And I'm gonna tell you what's going on with it, okay? So we have a new child custody question that has been posted. And before I get on this, I know a lot of people are like, is she a lawyer? Yes, I'm a lawyer, guys. I don't know why people think lawyers have to have these dull personalities, because we don't. Okay? Much of the time, we have a very boisterous, bright personality. Even the quiet ones are just a slighter variation of myself. Okay? You always got to watch yourself with an attorney. I mean, we're intelligent people. I'm not trying to toot our horns, but clearly we are if we're attorneys. But, uh, our personalities are just pretty much the same, okay? And we all have a lot of personality, okay? Whether it's covered up or not in front of you, we have a lot. Just like doctors, people tend to think that doctors are lame. They're the unlamest individuals you will ever hang around. Trust me, my brother is one, but I'm just gonna tell y'all friends that the doctors when you think they're lame, they're not. Okay, let's move on. What can happen if daughter abandons child with grandparent, but grandparents has to return to another town? Austin, Texas. Order in the court, y'all, because you done left them children. I have been watching my grandbaby for days, waiting on my daughter to return and take her back. I have to return to my home in another town. She tells me she's on her way, but she doesn't show. Can I take my grandbaby home with me, or will I be arrested for kidnapping? What are my options? Kidnapping? Girl, how did you kidnap somebody when they won't come get their child back from you, girl? It is not kidnapping, okay? She is negligent. Girl, she's negligent. She's left you with her child. This is what you do, ma'am. Okay? Y'all know I'm the judge, the jury, the attorney, whatever. You know, you can take this as legal advice, but I cannot offer you full legal advice because I'm not apprised of all the facts. I'm just apprised of the facts as you give them to me. Okay? So I'm going to give you my personal opinion, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a professional twist on it. But I'm going to have to let you know the law, ma'am. Ma'am, uh, she bet. Okay? Because you know when you get in trouble in the black household, your parents start cutting up and slicing up words. When they start speaking like that to you, run. She bet not call nobody, ma'am. She done left the children with you and not coming back. Tell me she's on her way back and she ain't coming back. First of all, I'm gonna order you to stop playing games with me about what type of daughter you have, and I'm gonna order you to be honest with yourself. Okay, be honest, y'all. Let's just stop playing with each other and ourselves. Okay, nobody is perfect. That's not what we're here to do. We're here to live life. Okay, but at the end of the day, we raise children. There is no manual. There is no book. There are no instructions that tell you what to do and what not to do when you're raising a child. It's hit or miss with a lot of things. You just have to have a very genuine heart. Be out here to do the right thing. And let God's grace, or whomever you believe in, grace, fall on you with children. Because it's just no handbook. So I said that to say, girl, don't act like you don't know that girl is trifling. And stop trying to leave out of here that she's either on drugs or doing criminal episodes. Okay? She's either with a gang or something, or she's on dope. There's no other reason that people go away and don't come back. They either going away to go hustle, okay, and do some stuff that the child can't be around because it's gun toting and fighting and other things involved and stealing and whatever. Or they're out there on the streets. Can't have a child out with them on the streets getting high, turning tricks, whatever it is she's doing. What I'm trying to tell you is, ma'am, is that nothing that she does is a full reflection of you. We all do things, that our parents did not teach us, and that we know that our parents did not allow. We all do that. So you can be honest with me about what's going on with her. This ain't the first time she's done it. I'm going to rule on that. I'm going to rule that this is not the first time that your daughter has done this. This is one of the times that you're highly afraid because she really has not come back this time. But she leaves the kids with you all the time, man. You're not even in the town with her and the children are being left with you. Girl, take them children, ma'am. I don't hate to say girl. Ma'am, get the children and go. I'm going to order you to get them kids, take them back. She can come get them from wherever they are. How did girl kidnapping? Where? Who? Who's a vacuum cleaner? Where? I'm looking for a kidnapping thief. I'm looking for a child napper right now and I don't see one. You know why? Because that's not what you're doing. What are you supposed to do? Leave the kids on the side of the road, leave them at the house with nobody where you were, or leave them in somebody else's care? You got to take them with you. And ma'am, this is, sometimes as parents, we just have to bite the bullet. Okay, ma'am, are you tired or are you not smart? Is it kidnapping? So what are you supposed to do? Leave the children? You have to take them with you. And when you take them with you, girl, I'd tell the people she'd abandoned this child. I'd go file in the court. Ma'am, you need to file, probably, for these children. What I would do is, I'd just be cool, calm, and collected. I'd keep the children. I wouldn't say anything about it. I'd keep on going with the children, do what I got to do for the children. And depending on how long these children stay, they might be mine in the morning. They're your children anyway. Grandchildren are children. See, my mother, let me fix my door at least, because see, my mother comes by and everybody gets in trouble. Me included. You know what I mean? If she comes through, she's going through the house. What is everybody doing? Who is sitting down, not sitting down, moving around? Who ain't done their chores? What is going on? How the house look? I'm under this pressure as well. Okay. So it's almost as if me and my children are not brothers and sisters because they don't play with me. But I'm in a child's place kind of like when my mama come over. So at the end of the day, these are your children. My mother don't differentiate grandchild, child. Everybody can get it. And she's running everything with everyone. So I don't understand, how you're able to stand here with that type of, thought process. Because, baby, I'd be too scared. My mama beat the shit out of me. Grown and all. Ma'am, I don't know how you raise your children. But, baby, if DB say, come over here and come get your children, I'm going to run. I'm going to drive fast from the other side and I leave. You got to do what you got to do when your mama speaks. She's not respecting you as a mother, okay? And you need to have taught her better, but you can teach her now by keeping those children, filing a modification when the time comes that you can file one, or based on whatever you believe that you can file one with, whatever grounds. There are a few grounds that you can use to modify. And move on with your life. Grandparents a lot of the times have to raise the children. And that's what I was getting to. It's not really a difference sometimes. You have to be the mother and the father to your grandchildren because, the mom isn't, she's not available to do so for whatever reason. And so these are your children, so you cannot kidnap your own children. Okay? Especially when the mother is acting like a child herself. And then she has left the children with you. Ma'am, that's not kidnapping. I'm going to order you to take the children. Let her feel like she's doing okay. And then go ahead and pop her with a modification. Get whatever she getting for the children. You get it and you just go ahead and raise them. Because if she's leaving them like that with you, she doesn't care. And she's living some sort of lifestyle they probably don't need to be accustomed and or around anyways. I don't know anybody that would leave their children. And even if it's with their mother, just to leave them, period, you don't do that. That's kind of weird to me. There's a little lack of a maternal instinct there. And so you may have more of a maternal instinct. Some women are made to have children. There are women out here that cannot have children. And I believe that there are ladies out here that can have children that are not meant to be mothers. Does that make sense? So it's called a swap. Okay? She can have the children, but she's not made to be a mother. So someone who's made to be a mother needs to mother those children, whether or not they could have had them. That includes you. So I order you to get your daughter in check and take care of your grandchildren because they're your children. Moving on. That took a lot of time, but that is something that comes up a lot. And it is true that grandparents have no rights in most states. You don't. But you do when they leaving the children with you. Or when you believe that it's not in the children's best interest to have the parents be the parents. As a grandparent, as a person who's not fictive kin but actually biological kin, it gives you a little bit more cool to come up in court and pull a snatch or swap a rooski. And many of the times that is what a child needs in order to be great. It's a good grandparent or grandparents to raise them. Okay? Because you know your child ain't right. You know when your children ain't right. Next case. This is a criminal case. How do I get a bench warrant served to someone who's incarcerated in Abilene to have them brought to Houston? My fiance is incarcerated in Abilene and has a pending case in Houston. Would like to get it coincided and have him transferred to Houston. Okay. Girl, I don't know what you're talking about, coincide. But okay, I'm guessing you're saying that your fiance is incarcerated in Abilene. He's got a pending case in Houston, and he wants to get to Houston to handle that case and leave the case in Abilene or whatever. Listen, guys, this is what happens. It's up for grabs. And a lot of times I tell people this, you're going to be tousled around like cattle when you have multiple warrants in multiple counties, because it's whoever can get their hands on you first. They want to keep you and adjudicate you. Sometimes they will let you out on bond, but depending on whether you can get a bond or not, you just going to have to stand where you are and deal with that case. And then go deal with the other case. There are times where you can hire an attorney and the attorney can get things done for you, especially nowadays because we're able to Zoom things, etc. But honey, you can't do nothing. You have no subpoena power and no bench warranting power. Okay, so it's called get an attorney, and the attorneys would handle what needs to be handled with your fiance. I'm gonna order you to get a license, okay, a bar license, before you think that you can bench warrant anyone. You have no power. No power to do that, okay? No subpoena power, no bench warrant power. And as a bench warrant, motion is all that can be filed on that. Even we attorneys cannot just simply bench warrant an inmate. We have to have a court order to get that inmate shuffled down from wherever they are, okay? And then there are times where other judges put in an order not to release. So it's up in the air. It's up in the air. What you're going to need to do, ma'am, is I'm going to order you to get him attorney in Abilene so he can bond out. And then he can go deal with his pending case in Houston. He's going to need to catch a bond in Abilene, or you're going to have to get this case adjudicated in Abilene, or you're going to have to get an attorney here in Houston to see if you can get that person bench warded back. But much of the time in the middle of a case, they're not going to do that unless there's some sort of informant or otherwise, and then the police can get it done. Okay, done talking. I think I've said too much. Can I serve joint custody, or can I go for joint custody if my daughter's mother is at a homeless shelter? Baby, bring the court to order. Bring it to order. My daughter's mother took off yesterday and ran to a different city and is at a homeless shelter. How does that work? I know what shelter. Can she still get served there? I was the only source of income. She took off because I didn't want to be with her and wanted to take her to court, so she ran. Sir, first of all, yes, wait a second. How do you know she's at a homeless shelter if she just got there? Sir, people don't just go homeless overnight. Now, this question is from Austin, Texas, home of the hippies in Texas, where everything is free, nice, and people walk bare feet down the street. Sir, I want you to put your shoes on. I'm going to order you to put your shoes on first, okay? Second of all, I'm going to sit up here and I'm going to tell you that people don't become homeless overnight, nor do they just go pop in and out of homeless shelters and they never have been there before. It's rare. Unless it's some sort of natural disaster or something that drives them there. So I'm going to say this. How in the world, I'm going to ask how you know. So you've been talking to her. Why have you not already taken custody of these kids? You were the only source of income. So let me put my gavel down because I need to have a talk with fathers, and I'm gonna have this talk with you all, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, and don't take it any kind of way. Y'all know that I love you. I'm just being honest, and I want you to be honest with me. Be honest with me too, because I can accept honesty. I prefer honesty. I don't like when people lie to me either. So therefore, that's not my style as an attorney. I don't lie to people. I tell them straight up, because you pay me to let you know what's going on so that I can tell you what you need to do to get the result that you want. That's what I'm here for. Okay, and it does not mean that I'm going to tell you what you want to hear. So we're going to digest that knowing that we're getting ready to hear something from Allie Booker that we don't want to hear. Men never step up half the damn time, child. They will know the girl is on drugs, living pillar to post, touring, sloring, and slumming, and they will not get them children because they gotta work. Sir, what? If you were her only source of income, sir, first of all, what was she using the money on? She took off because she doesn't have nowhere to live, or she's in a homeless shelter. I'm not understanding what's going on because that is not in the children's best interest. Now, I don't know what type of man you are, or whether she can argue that she's running from you due to abuse or due to whatever, because women say all types of things, whether it be true or fake. Sometimes they lie. Um, but I don't understand how she's, here today, homeless tomorrow. And you don't have those children. That's not a place for your children to be in. Shelters are not safe a lot of the times. There are, thieves and robbers and murderers off in these shelters. So, sir, what I'm going to order you to do is I'm going to order you to give a damn. And I'm going to order you to file paperwork. I don't need to tell you, go get a lawyer, sir. File for paperwork. I don't know if you guys don't have a custody order, because if you don't have a custody order and you guys are married, the children are half yours, half hers. It's presumed, okay? And it's 50-50 until there's a court order that governs it. The same thing happens with parents when you have both parents on the birth certificate. Either parent can run off with their child and hold the child, and legally nothing can happen. So the first thing I want to know is whether or not you're on that child's birth certificate and or you are married. Because if so, I need you to sneak them children up out of there. Homeless shelter. Sneak them up out of there and go file your paper. That's what I need you to do. I need you to get your hands on the children and possibly not return them until she's stable or has a good place to stay. I'm sure your home is a lot safer than a doggone shelter. Okay? There are shelters for women and children. I don't believe that a man who's her source of income that's doing the right thing needs to have his children there. Okay? Now, as far as her, I don't know what to say about her. She's running for a reason. I guess, you don't want to be with her and you want to take her, whatever. But get the children, sir. Next case, get the children. And nobody care if you got to work, because that's half the time what it is. I can't find anyone to watch them daycare, baby. I work at night, 24-hour daycare. Figure it out, sir. Find a wife, girlfriend, mom, a sister, cousin, and you get the assistance. Men, all you have to do is have a little village around you, and you're fine. You just need a little village of women to assist you. Now, I'm not telling you to be a slower, which is the word put together. I'm not telling you to be a slower. What I'm telling you is, and sometimes, depending on who your baby's mother is, it may not be a good idea to have the girlfriend watch the child. But I'm just trying to say, you need a network of individuals around you, and then you won't be thinking twice about getting these children from this homeless person that you call ex-girlfriend. Moving along. In Texas, can a paternal father cause to breach a guardianship agreement with caretaker if he was unaware he had a child? I don't know what you're saying, but let me move on and see if it makes some sense down here. My daughter signed papers for her daughter to be taken care of by a woman she knows. My daughter was unstable with no home or job. In the meantime, the father of the child came back into the picture and the court petitioned a DNA to determine paternity. Bottom line, child support was ordered in the meanwhile. My daughter had 2 more children with the same father. They're barely surviving. They tried to get their daughter from the lady who now refuses to even allow me to speak to her anymore. And I've been studying her life since she was born. She knows me as grandma and is now 9 years old. Okay, I'm trying to follow. Wait, 2 more children with the same father. They tried to get the daughter from the lady who now refuses to allow me to speak to her anymore. And I've been studying her life ever since she was born. Okay, she knows me as a grandma and is now, okay. The father seems to think if he hires the lawyer in Texas, he can get his daughter's custody because he didn't agree to allow this woman to care for her. Also, they are now living with me in California and getting their act together really well. My daughter works and goes to school in a nursing career, which she's conquering. Can someone tell me if the father is right? And if there are any grandmother's rights in Texas, my daughter contacted child support and is paying, plus all her tax returns will be going or having gone towards her dead girl. Wait a second. I'm going to order you not to allow your child, who you know is not self-sufficient, to be in Texas while you're in California. Isn't the ratio of earning there 5 to 1? Girl, can't you take 3 or 4 hours of your paycheck and send it down to this girl to pay her rent for the month and be a little bit more steady to much she's barely making it? First of all, I'm gonna order you not to allow your child that is not self-sufficient to leave your home. There are times when we have certain children, we just have to raise them. We know how they are. And we just have to raise them all the way through adulthood because we just never did as a child. And so they're still a juvenile in their minds. Looks like your daughter is one of these people, but tends to find a man so she can kind of be on her own a little bit with the man. But she's not self-sufficient, so she's only as good as the man. That's what it's looking like. I don't get mad at me for saying this, but that's what I'm reading here. Bottom line is that man needs to get the hell out your house, because why? He's not very good of a man if your daughter cannot survive in Texas along with him. So he is of no good to anybody. I would not care whether she signed papers for her daughter to be taken care of by a woman she knows or not. At the end of the day, any parent can move to modify any court order or can move to get the children. Your daughter can do it, okay? Now, I guess because you know your daughter abandoned these children, you think that he's a better fit. But here's going to be the problem. You ready? The problem is going the problem is going to come when he doesn't do what he's supposed to do, or he uses the fact that he may have custody against you and your daughter because your daughter ain't putting out or allowing him to cheat, and you don't want to keep your house open and keep taking care of him. So for that reason alone, if I was an attorney, I would not advise you. If I were your attorney, I would not advise you to allow him to go get the children. I would advise you, boo-boo, to do it yourself along with your daughter, and he needs to be gone because you look weak and your stance in court does not look good. The fact that you are cohabitating along with his father that ain't been taking care of his children all these times. And I'm going to tell you something about Texas and how we don't play around with the children receiving public assistance and the daddy not being in the picture. Okay? Clearly, bottom line, child support was ordered. Okay? In the meantime, there were 2 more children that she had with the same father. At the end of the day, did he not sign the birth certificate? Did he leave her hard up on 2 more children and not be on the birth certificate so that he cannot just go and get those kids? And if you're saying she signed papers for her daughter to be taken by a woman she knows, you're clearly telling me that there's got to be some sort of court order in place. Because you're telling me that my daughter contacted child support is paying plus all her tax returns will be going or have gone toward her debt. So that clearly lets me know, because you slide that in at the end, that this woman, it ain't no signing of a paper. Okay? There's a court order where someone else has custody of her oldest daughter. She has had 2 more children with this same man, all while some other woman has custody who's not even kin, but is fictive kin. Okay? Because this man didn't step up. So that's the first reason why I want him gone. Okay? He's no good for anyone. Actually, he knew he was dating men. Men know where they go. See, don't ever let a man try to play with you and tell you he does not know that you're pregnant with his child. It's all a lie. Okay? It doesn't matter if a girl is a common street whore. They know if they have impregnated her. Okay? That's first of all. Second of all, my grandmother, God rest her soul, who just died about a month ago, taught me this. Children come out of the womb looking like their father. They will morph eventually to look like the human being that they will be. But when they come out, they look exactly like the father. Okay? I have 3 kids, I know. They look exact. So it takes after 6 to 9 to 12 weeks for a child to morph. And that's why newborns don't look anything like they're born a couple weeks after. They're morphing into who they're going to look like and what they're going to look like. And they go through a series of changes when you have them. I said that to say that even if the man is stupid, unless he's blind, honey. And even Ray Charles knew which children was his by touching the arms, and knew which woman it was by touching the hand. They know. Okay? The children come out looking. So he already knows that these are his children and he has not been taking care of them. Stop taking care of your daughter and this man. You're showing her the wrong thing. You clearly haven't shown her the right thing because she's down in Texas having babies and she had to run back to your care. But it's not working. With him, it's not working. I'm afraid that he's gonna give her more children, and he's just gonna abandon her for good at some point when she has 4 or 5 children. I'm very afraid of that. And again, he's not the person that you should want to go for that custody, because he'll just play with your daughter with it. He clearly leaves her on her behind. He leaves on her ass and leaves her. And then comes back and picks up where he left off and dumps her ass again. I'm just going to be honest with you. So what in the hell makes you think if this man is to get custody, that he won't utilize the fact that he has custody against your daughter to further disrespect and emotionally abuse her, because she's already been emotionally abused, and you gonna stand behind it instead of stick beside her? Done. I don't want to hear that. So your daughter is going to need to move for a modification stating the circumstances have changed. The best thing for you to do is for you to allow your daughter to stay with you, raise those two children there in California with you, with your daughter. That's what you need to do. That's what she needs to do. That's what I'm going to order her to do. She needs to stay where she's stable and where she has a way to make a good life, okay? At some point, she's going to need, she already has visitation of some sort. If she doesn't get a visitation, and she will have to just go back and eventually get this child, okay? If you're willing to leave California, move to Texas, and y'all work on getting a stable environment and just file a modification to get the child back. But I don't know all the circumstances, but I can tell you that parents are parents, and as long as she's not terminated, honey, it's always a chance for her to get him back. Stop talking about the man. She has you, baby, bamboozled like she's been bamboozled all this, that he can help her out of anything. He ain't been helping her. Now, lastly, we're going to move on to a criminal defense question that's been posted. What do I do when my state-appointed attorney tells me that I should take a plea agreement because I can't win? I was charged with debit card abuse, but have a notarized statement from said victim authorizing me on the card. My state-appointed attorney told me I had to take the plea or was having trial that day. The victim was deceased before that date. My attorney would not let my significant other in the room while I spoke with her. She told me I was going to lose no matter what, and also told me I would do significant jail time. I told my state-appointed attorney that I had proof I was authorized, signed, and notarized, but by this so-called, at his own bank. The alleged victim was fully coherent and had full comprehension when at the time of authorizing me and signing and notarizing the authorization. It was never brought up the payments I made for the charges that were not mine, nor was any of this deducted from my restitution. My attorney wanted to hear none of that and said that none of this would make a difference to prosecution. She said I had to either enter into the plea agreement right then or go to trial right then. I told her, what about the witnesses and statements? She said trial was right then. That was a lot, you know. And it's going to be an attorney I know because you're in Houston, Texas, so I'm pretty sure I know because I know everybody. And I'm going to tell you something about the court-appointed attorneys down here in Harris County. You ready? Baby, they ain't got time for BS. They ain't got time because, see, where was all, and I'm not getting on you. I'm not getting on you. I'm not getting on you. I'm not saying that court-appointed attorneys are the best thing walking it up, but I know some bad ones, baby. And the thing is, it's just that whether or not you agree with them, they don't have to worry about your Google review. Okay? I'm going to order you to understand. They don't give a damn about their Google reviews. So they're more like me. They're going to tell you the truth, how they feel. And I don't think they really care about going to trial or not going to trial. They've clearly had a lot of trials. If they are a state-appointed attorney, they have had to have so many trials in order to become a state-appointed attorney. There are some people that are bad, and that's in any industry, on any side. There are some defense attorneys that are privately paid for that are not worth their weight in a salt bag. Okay, so I don't think the fact that they're a state-appointed attorney has anything to do with anything other than that they are not there for customer service. So they're gonna tell you how they feel, and you can like it or don't, and it is what it is. Okay, and when you're paying someone like myself, we kind of have to deal with a little bit more of your emotional abuse. Okay, so, and then another thing is, you say that they would not let the significant other in the room because that significant other is not the client. And technically what happens is, there are times that, you know, people want me to talk to their girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever. I don't necessarily have to speak with that person. You know, I can cut off communication with that person if I feel that that's in the best interest of our attorney-client relationship, regardless of whether you want me to authorize them or not, because they're not the client, okay? So I don't know if this girlfriend was, you know, saying stuff to the court-appointed attorney, getting an attitude, or if she just was trying to, she or he was just trying to talk to you because they're trying to figure out what's going on. Seems to me like you took this case. So what are we here for? You took the case. So what are we here for? Okay. You're saying it was never brought up the payments that you made for charges that were not yours. You didn't have any proof. Did you have any proof that you made those payments? If you had proof of payments, I'm sure the DA would have deducted it because they always do. The ADA, the assistant DA. Maybe the attorney just did not do a good job. But I don't know about that. You're talking about significant jail time on a. Let me tell you why. Because see, people tell you stuff, and I'm not trying to degrade you or anything, but I'm just letting you know that, baby, this ain't my first rodeo. Okay, done them all. Okay, capital murders on down. So let me explain something to you, baby. Debit card abuse, and they talking about a significant time in jail. This ain't your first go round. Okay, I'm gonna order you to understand that I know that you have priors based on what you're saying to me. And if you have priors, sweetheart, it's not just that particular crime that determines how much time you can get if you expose yourself to a trial. If you can be a 3-time loser, baby, and you can be looking at 25 to life, 5 to life, 15 to life on bubblegum stealing, boo. So if you are sitting up here with a debit card abuse, you dig? The person dead, and if it still feels like they can prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt with paperwork, you have a history of doing this, baby. You have a history of it. And so the state knows that you cannot put forward any defense without them introducing all your past criminal history. So they just telling you to try it. Go ahead. They're gonna try it straight paper. With the bank records, etc. With the person dead. They're gonna try it. Because they know that you can't overcome their case because your history shows that you do this type of thing. So, and then when you're dealing with a witness that's deceased, there are times where it can kill the case. Now, I don't know how they were able to move forward with the person dead, but that's, there are times that can be done. It ain't never happened to me. But, so, I don't know. So, you're really complaining. You're not telling me everything. If you are set for trial, you already know you set for trial. And this is another thing. People, we try to sit up here and play games like we don't know we set for trial more and think if we just bury our heads in the sand like an ostrich, everything gonna stop when we look to the left and the right. The court ain't gonna want to move forward. That ain't how the court operates, baby. The court, you had that trial date before you walked up in there. Where was your witnesses and statements? Where was your witness? I'm gonna order you to email me at bookerlawfirm.com and tell me where your witnesses and statements were before the trial. Okay? I had to take a plea, was having trial that day, baby. You already knew that you had a trial coming up. So why was your witnesses not lined up? Why did you not have your witnesses there to testify then, baby? Why are you talking about statements and not live individuals? So I'm not here for it. Okay? I'm truthful. There are times I have seen people do some horrible things. But you're not the victim on this one, baby. And that's just how they were able to do that. It's some other evidence in addition to the fact that you have not helped that attorney make your case. Because I don't understand how the witnesses are not standing subpoenaed and ready to go. Did you not give her addresses for the witnesses? Did you not get these statements done beforehand? That one affidavit from the dead person. Okay, what about your other witnesses that you claim you have? And I have had clients try that, but baby, I will have them meetings. I will keep calling them meetings over and over again at my office when the case is set for trial. You will give me your witnesses. You will give me a defense, or I will have proof that you refuse. Okay, because you won't be filing a board complaint against me. Next case. Okay. This is about a sex offender, baby. What? Yeah, I do represent them, but I do. And a lot of them get off. It's sad, but oh Lord. What classes can a sex offender take? Sex offender is going to be released upon parole. What classes can he take possibly voluntarily in the free world other than see a psychiatrist to provide to parole board? Girl, you a woman, ain't you? Ain't you a woman? You got to be, because he done already mind manipulated you, saying that he wants to do more than see a psychiatrist, and he wants to get help as a sex offender. Okay? Baby, he wants to be paroled. And let me tell y'all something about sex offenders. I believe, and I don't care what people tell me, that it is very hard for them to change. They tend to be the type of people that reoffend. Okay? So I said that to say, boo boo, when they let him out on parole, he gonna trust me, baby. They gonna give you a list of shit for him to take. He gonna have a list. He gonna be somewhere every month, every week, working on himself. Okay, in addition to a psychiatrist. Now, you trying to sit up there and see what things he can do to get parole, baby? He can only work on getting paroled while he's in jail. But then you asked me what classes he could take voluntarily in the free world to provide to the parole board. They don't want to hear that. Let me tell y'all something about the parole board. Y'all ready? They ain't dumb, baby. They done been there, done that. Everybody tells them what they're going to do and does nothing when they get out. The parole board cares about what you have done and what classes you have taken while you're locked up. What have you done while you're locked up? I didn't say what you're gonna, shoulda, coulda, woulda, gonna do. I said, what have you done? So, honey, volunteering in the free world other than seeing a psychiatrist to provide to the parole board, I'm going to rule nothing. Okay? Nothing. Give it up. If he doesn't get parole, he's not going to get it. He's going to have to work on that while he is incarcerated. Okay? Not in the free world. I'm going to rule that you just need to let him be. Okay? And please don't be having any sort of relations with this sex offender, because you'll be the offendee next. Okay? With that being said, we are done here, guys. Until next time. Okay? You guys have been praying for my little sunburn in my ear. I've been getting treatment for both. So we're hoping that, this peeling phase is over. I apologize for the way I'm looking. But y'all have a fantastic day. Don't forget to add me on Instagram, she_ya_lawyer. Okay? Add me on Facebook, Allie Booker. I have a few pages, and I will just add you to one of them. Okay? I need to actually move for a public figure page so I can just have all y'all on the same page, but we'll get there. Excuse me. So, anyways, have a fantastic day, and remember, if you have any questions, you can always email me, booker@bookerlawfirm.com. Your questions very well may end up here on my show. Y'all have a fantastic day, and until next time, it's going to be order in this queen's court. Okay? It's going to be order in this queen's court. I'm the judge and the jury. This is the court of my public opinion. Don't ask if you don't want to know. Bye!